On today's episode, we're looking at a first aid lesson that some alien students will never forget. This is the 5th episode of Alien Students Shocked by Deathworlder First Aid Tactics. Part 5 of 6. For the best in science and tech stories, this is the channel. Now, if you guys like this kind of content, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button because it really helps my channel grow. And if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? There's new content every single day. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any awesome stories. The smell of old blood mixed with the stench of rot filled the air. A few younger students wrinkled their noses as they trailed behind Professor Mither into the anatomy lab. He was tall and skinny, draped in black leather robes that looked like they were held together with rusty staples. His face was hidden behind a silver mask that reminded you of a gladiator's helmet crossed with a creepy alien mask. 2 glowing red dots blinked beneath the visor, revealing vibrant yellow slits for pupils. Mither paused at a metal table with a pair of severed arms, one human, one not. "Let's kick things off," he said, his voice muffled by the mask. The students edged closer, curiosity winning over their nerves. They had signed up for the xenobiology program to explore the galaxy's wonders, not to dive into the messy guts of dead creatures right away. The human arm is surprisingly resilient, but how does the anatomy of this creature compare? Mither gestured with a clawed finger at the non-human limb. A student with bright orange skin and forearms volunteered, hesitantly reaching out to touch the alien arm. Her forefingers were long and thin, tipped with claws like a cat's. "This is a razorwing, sir," she said, referring to the creature the arm had come from. A razorwing is related to the mantid and the praying mantis, but highly venomous. Even a scratch from its forelimbs can be fatal. "Right?" Mither said. "A cut or bite is way worse. But check this out." He pointed at some razorwing limbs on the table. "These guys can regrow lost limbs and wings. So, what happens if they get hurt?" A skinny student with green skin and big black eyes chimed in. "They don't need first aid. They just shed the damaged limb and grow a new one later, right?" "Not quite," Mither replied. "In fact, razorwings cannot control the shedding of their limbs. It is a reflex action triggered by damage to the nervous system. Once the signal is sent, there is nothing the creature can do to stop it from happening. The loss of blood is severe, and without medical attention, the creature bleeds out very quickly. But surely you could cauterize the wound," another student offered. That was Siri, a bulky Krogan with moss-green skin and tusks protruding from her upper jaw. She looked at Mither expectantly. "And waste valuable time sterilizing equipment when a simple bandage would suffice?" Mither asked dryly. "Humans are strange creatures. We take what we have, adapt, and improvise. Oftentimes, we use whatever is at hand to treat injuries." He picked up the human arm, sliced almost cleanly through the middle. "Take this arm, for example. The severance is clean, but it is bleeding, and if left untreated, would lead to the death of the individual." One of the 4-armed students spoke up. "I have seen humans apply tourniquets. Is that what you are going to demonstrate?" "No," Mither said, shaking his head. "That would be too easy. In fact, I am going to show you how humans deal with a severed limb without a tourniquet." He gestured for Siri to come forward. "You are strong, Siri, perhaps too strong. Let us see if you can hold back your strength." He handed her the alien arm and told her to press it against the stump of the severed limb. The Krogan blushed, embarrassed at being singled out, but did as she was told. "Hold it there," Mither instructed, "just as you would assist a patient back on Earth." Siri nodded and held the arm against the stump firmly, though with a slight tremor in her hands. After a minute or two, the bleeding slowed. "Good," Mither said. "You have stemmed the flow of blood. Now comes the difficult part." He took the arm from her and turned it over, revealing a nasty gash along the underside. Humans carry their bandages inside their clothing, always ready for an emergency. When dealing with a severed limb, It is imperative that you move fast. The longer you wait, the greater the chance of infection. He looked at the class. Who here knows how to apply a pressure bandage? Several hands went up. Mither selected one of the students, a lean humanoid with pale blue skin and large ears. Come forward. I want you to apply a pressure bandage to the wound on this arm, as you have seen done before. The student approached the table nervously. Are you sure? I mean, I've only watched a few videos online. I don't want to do anything wrong. Do your best, Mither said, placing the arm down within reach of the student. Even if you make a mistake, it is better to try than to do nothing. Encouraged by the professor's words, the student reached out and pressed down on the gashed area of the arm, applying a bandage. Excellent, Mither said. Now let us take a look at the wound. The students crowded around him as he removed the bandage, revealing a shocking sight. The gash was completely filled with something that looked like a dark, tar-like substance oozing out from the edges. What in the blazes? One of the four-armed students exclaimed. Is that supposed to be normal? It is normal for a human, Mither corrected her. When a human suffers an injury, their body produces blood to replace what they have lost. Humans also produce a substance known as plasma, which is used to stop the bleeding. This is the dark tar that you see. It is extremely sticky and acts as a seal to prevent further blood loss. It is called coagulated plasma, and it is one of the most remarkable aspects of human biology. The students were stunned into silence. They had never heard of such a thing before. On their own planets, injuries were treated with cold water or herbal remedies, not blood magic. Mither continued. Once the bleeding has stopped, the final step is to secure the bandage in place. Otherwise, it will fall off and expose the wound. Humans use safety pins for this purpose, but we are going to use something a little stronger. He pulled a roll of wire from under the table and showed them how to wrap it around the arm to keep the bandage in place. There you have it, he said, stepping back to admire his handiwork. A severed limb treated the way humans do it. No fancy equipment, just a little ingenuity and a lot of improvisation. The class remained silent as they stared at the gruesome display before them. Finally, one of them, a bulky Krogan female, broke the silence. I don't understand, she said. Why do humans bother with all this fancy first aid stuff? They're just gonna get sliced up and diced anyway when they go to the med bay. Don't they know that? Mither fixed her with a withering stare. Humans live in a harsh environment, Krogan. There are plenty of places in the galaxy where a med bay is a day's travel away. Out on the frontier, sometimes the only help a person gets is from their shipmates. Besides, why wait until you get to the med bay when you can treat an injury right away? I'll tell you what I think. I think that humans are truly a resilient species. Sure, we might be squishy and soft, but by God, we sure as hell know how to take care of ourselves. The students nodded slowly, finally beginning to understand the importance of first aid. As they filed out of the lab, Mither watched them go, a small smile playing on his lips. He had been a teacher for many years now, and each year he marveled at the tenacity and adaptability of his students. Humans might not be the strongest or the fastest, but by God, they were the most resilient. And that, Mither thought, was something to be admired. And we are going to end it there. If you enjoyed this story, please make sure to hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys next time.